The 41st millennium is a time of eternal war, where humanity clings to survival against the tides of alien invasions, demonic incursions, and the vast unknown of a hostile galaxy. In this unrelenting struggle, the Adeptus Astartes, the Emperor's space marines, stand as humanity's shield and sword. Among their ranks lies one of the Imperium's most enigmatic and revered war machines, the Dreadnought. These towering cybernetic sarcophagi house the shattered remains of the most valiant warriors interred within to fight on in perpetuity. Yet, while their hulking forms are monuments to resilience, they are also prisons of flesh and machine, binding their occupants to an existence that skirts the boundary of life and death. To understand the life of a dreadnought, one must first grasp its paradoxical nature. On the surface, these massive war engines are among the most fearsome weapons the Imperium can deploy, their thunderous steps heralding devastation for enemies. Yet, within their armored shells lies a stark contrast, a deeply personal tale of sacrifice, duty, and survival. The warrior within is neither wholly alive nor truly dead, suspended in a liminal state where consciousness and combat are inseparable. This existence is both a gift and a curse, a reflection of the Imperium's ethos, that the needs of mankind outweigh the individual, even its most heroic sons. The inner workings of a dreadnought's life remain shrouded in mystery, even to the most devout Imperial scholars. Their pilots, often revered as living relics, rarely interact with the outside world beyond the battlefield. What does it mean to exist within the cold confines of such a machine? How does one endure the isolation, the agony of immobility, and the weight of memories that linger from a life once lived in flesh and blood? These questions form the foundation of our exploration into this unique existence. In this journey, we will unravel the layers of what it means to spend 24 hours inside a dreadnought, an experience that is as much psychological as it is physical. While it is tempting to view these towering warriors as unfeeling extensions of the Imperium's will, the truth is far more complex, woven from threads of humanity and machine alike. The grim reality of their lives stands as a testament to the length the Imperium will go to preserve its heroes and their eternal service to the Emperor. Before delving into the specifics, we must first step back and view the broader stage. A galaxy embroiled in endless conflict sets the tone, where every life is a tool, every resource expendable, and every moment a battle against annihilation. In such an environment, the Dreadnought emerges not only as a symbol of enduring strength, but also as a stark reminder of the sacrifices demanded by war. This is a story of survival and servitude, of a warrior's determination to endure beyond mortal limits. As we take our first step into the life of a dreadnought, the broader truths of the 41st millennium, its relentless violence, its unyielding faith, and its unshakable belief in sacrifice, will frame our understanding of what unfolds within the armor-plated confines of this mechanical colossus. What awaits inside is a reality unlike any other, where ancient technology merges with an indomitable spirit, creating an existence both awe-inspiring and haunting. The battlefield calls, the machine stirs, and the pilot awakens. What does a single day hold for one who has become the eternal weapon of war? That is the story we are about to tell. The story of the Dreadnought's existence cannot be told without acknowledging the key figures and groups that contribute to its creation, operation, and significance within the galaxy. These participants, whether individuals or collectives, each play a vital role in shaping the journey of these ancient war machines and their pilots. At the forefront are the Adeptus Astartes, the Space Marines. These superhuman warriors are the most common pilots of dreadnoughts, chosen not only for their martial prowess, but also for their unyielding devotion to their chapter and the Imperium. Only those who have performed acts of extraordinary heroism or demonstrated unparalleled skill on the battlefield are deemed worthy of interment within a dreadnought. For the Space Marines, it is both an honor and a burden, as this role signifies the continuation of their service beyond mortal limits. Supporting the Space Marines in this endeavor are the Tech Marines, specialist members of each chapter trained by the Adeptus Mechanicus. These individuals are entrusted with the sacred responsibility of maintaining the Dreadnoughts, ensuring the fusion of ancient technology and biology remains functional. Tech Marines act as intermediaries between the machine and its human components, performing rituals and repairs that keep the Dreadnought operational. They are among the few who truly understand the intricacies of these ancient constructs. The Adeptus Mechanicus itself plays a crucial role in the existence of Dreadnoughts. As the guardians of the Imperium's technological heritage, they are the keepers of the ancient STC templates and arcane knowledge required to build and maintain these war engines. The Dreadnoughts represent a merging of sacred technology and the machine god's blessings, and the Mechanicus ensures their continued production and operation. Without their expertise, the Dreadnoughts would be lost to the annals of history, their secrets forgotten. Beyond these primary groups, the chapter-specific traditions surrounding Dreadnoughts also shape their role within the Imperium. Each chapter of the Adeptus Astartes holds unique customs regarding their venerated pilots, from the reverent ceremonies marking their activation to the honors bestowed upon them during moments of great need. These traditions imbue the Dreadnoughts with a sense of identity tied closely to their chapter's values and history. The servitors, biomechanical constructs created by the Adeptus Mechanicus, also play a vital supporting role. These mindless drones assist in the maintenance, transport, and preparation of Dreadnoughts. Their tasks range from mundane repairs to the careful calibration of the sarcophagus, ensuring the pilot remains in a state of operational readiness. Though lacking awareness, their efficiency is critical to the functioning of the Dreadnought. The chapter's command structure is another key participant. The chapter master, captains, and other senior leaders make the ultimate decision on who is interred within a Dreadnought, often basing their choices on acts of valor or strategic necessity. These leaders understand the importance of these war engines and deploy them with care, as the loss of a Dreadnought represents not only the destruction of a powerful weapon, but also the end of a hero's legacy. Finally, there are the Battle Brothers of the chapter, who fight alongside the Dreadnoughts on the battlefield. For them, these towering machines are more than weapons. They are mentors, symbols of their chapter's enduring strength, and reminders of the sacrifices required to defend humanity. The presence of a Dreadnought on the battlefield inspires awe and fear in equal measure, galvanizing the Space Marines and intimidating their enemies. Each of these participants, from the revered Tech Marine to the unthinking servitor, forms an essential part of the story surrounding the Dreadnought. Together, they highlight the intricate web of duty, tradition, and technology that defines the existence of these legendary war machines. The origins of the Dreadnoughts are rooted in the relentless and unforgiving nature of war in the 41st millennium. These towering war machines were not born from a single moment of inspiration, but rather as a solution to an evolving crisis that plagued humanity's defenders. To understand the first hours of a Dreadnought's existence is to step into the grim necessity that led to their creation, a blend of desperation, ingenuity, and the brutal reality of survival. The story begins with the Imperium's unending battles against foes of unimaginable scale and power. As wars raged across countless worlds, it became clear that even the genetically enhanced warriors of the Adeptus Astartes were not invincible. The loss of a seasoned warrior, honed through decades or even centuries of combat, represented not just a tactical setback, but the erasure of irreplaceable experience. These heroes carried the collective memory of their chapter, embodying its strategies, traditions, and victories. Each loss was a blow to the Imperium's strength and morale. Faced with these challenges, the Imperium turned to its ancient technological repositories, the standard template constructs, and the arcane knowledge preserved by the Adeptus Mechanicus. Among the relics of humanity's distant past was the concept of the Dreadnought, a fusion of machine and man that could extend the service of its most formidable warriors. It was not an act of invention, but one of rediscovery, born from necessity and refined through centuries of conflict. The Dreadnought was not simply a weapon. It was a lifeline for the Imperium's most valuable resource, its champions. The process of creating a Dreadnought began long before a pilot was interred. The sarcophagus, the core of the machine, had to be painstakingly prepared. Constructed from layers of adamantium and ceramite, it was designed to shield its occupant from the horrors of the battlefield while maintaining a direct interface between the mind and the machine. Every component, from its internal wiring to the complex neural systems that connected the pilot's consciousness to the Dreadnought's limbs, required meticulous assembly. The preparation of a single sarcophagus could take months, as each one was uniquely calibrated to its future occupant. The activation of a Dreadnought was not a decision made lightly. The process was typically reserved for warriors who had suffered grievous injuries, yet retained their mental faculties and will to fight. These individuals were often found in the aftermath of the most brutal battles, their broken bodies retrieved from the field and brought to their chapters' apothecaries for evaluation. The decision to enter a warrior within a Dreadnought was seen as a sacred duty, a way to honor their service and preserve their legacy. But it was also a grim acknowledgement that they would never again know the freedom of their former lives. In the first hours of a Dreadnought's activation, the pilot's consciousness was gradually awakened and integrated with the machine. This process was as much psychological as it was physical, requiring the pilot to adapt to their new reality. The initial moments were often disorienting, as the mind struggled to comprehend its connection to a body that was no longer flesh and blood. The sensation of movement, the surge of power coursing through the machine's limbs, and the overwhelming awareness of its weaponry were unlike anything the pilot had experienced before. These early hours were a trial by fire, a test of the pilot's resilience and ability to overcome the shock of their transformation. The creation of Dreadnoughts was not merely a response to the Imperium's losses, but also a reflection of its uncompromising ethos. In a galaxy where survival demanded absolute sacrifice, the interment of a warrior within a Dreadnought symbolized the ultimate commitment to duty. These machines were not just tools of war. They were embodiments of the Imperium's determination to endure, no matter the cost. Each Dreadnought, once activated, became a living relic of its chapter, a beacon of hope and a reminder of the sacrifices made in the name of humanity's survival. This grim process, marked by equal parts reverence and pragmatism, set the stage for the Dreadnought's role in the battles to come. The first hours of their existence were a microcosm of the Imperium itself, a blend of ancient traditions, unyielding faith, and the cold efficiency required to wage war on a galactic scale. It was within these moments that the Dreadnoughts took their first steps into an eternal existence, ready to serve the Emperor's will. The critical moment arrives when the Dreadnought pilot is subjected to their most demanding trial, a simulated battle that blurs the line between training and reality. This phase is designed to push the newly awakened warrior to their absolute limits, both mentally and physically. It is the ultimate test, not only of their ability to control the machine, but of their will to endure the immense psychological and emotional weight that comes with their new existence. The trial begins in a vast, artificially constructed environment within the chapter's fortress monastery. This arena is a carefully calibrated combination of narrow corridors, wide open spaces, and environmental hazards designed to simulate the chaos of real combat. The moment the Dreadnought steps into this arena, the tone shifts. The atmosphere is heavy with tension, as every movement is scrutinized by the Tech Marines and chapter leadership observing from control stations above. As the simulated enemies are deployed, the test rapidly escalates. Swarms of mechanical constructs, programmed to mimic the tactics of the Imperium's most dangerous foes, descend upon the Dreadnought. These constructs are relentless, their numbers overwhelming, their attacks designed to exploit weaknesses in the machine's systems. The pilot is forced to react with precision, leveraging every weapon system and tactical maneuver available to them. The environment shifts dynamically. Walls collapse, paths are blocked, and new threats emerge from unexpected angles. Each moment demands absolute focus and quick decision-making. The true challenge, however, lies not in the external threats, but in the internal struggle. As the trial progresses, the neural connection between the pilot and the Dreadnought intensifies. The machine responds with increasing speed and power, but this comes at a cost. The pilot begins to experience the weight of the Dreadnought's immense physical form, the strain of controlling such a colossal war engine pressing heavily on their mind. Every step, every movement requires immense effort, as though the machine itself is testing their resolve. It is during this phase that the pilot confronts their first major crisis. The trial is designed to simulate a catastrophic failure scenario, wherein the Dreadnought systems appear to falter under the strain of sustained combat. Alarms blare, warning lights flash, and the machine's movements slow as if it is succumbing to the relentless assault. For the pilot, this is a moment of sheer desperation. The sensory feedback from the Dreadnought creates a visceral illusion of injury, as though they are experiencing the damage firsthand. In this moment of crisis, the pilot is faced with a critical decision: to surrender to the overwhelming odds or to push beyond their perceived limits. The choice is not an easy one. The mental and physical toll of the trial has already brought them to the brink of collapse, and the simulated failure only amplifies their doubts. Yet, within the depths of this struggle, something shifts. The pilot draws upon a deep well of determination, their will to serve the Emperor and protect their chapter overriding the pain and fear coursing through their mind. With this renewed resolve, the pilot channels their focus into the Dreadnought systems. They override the simulated failure protocols, manually rerouting power to essential functions. This is a moment of profound transformation, as the pilot begins to truly grasp the extent of their control over the machine. The Dreadnought roars back to life, its weapons blazing with renewed vigor as it drives back the relentless waves of attackers. The surge of power is both exhilarating and terrifying, a stark reminder of the destructive potential they now wield. The trial concludes with a final, overwhelming assault. The arena is flooded with simulated enemies, their numbers designed to represent an impossible scenario. This is the final test, a crucible through which the pilot must prove their ability to persevere against insurmountable odds. Every weapon system is pushed to its limit, every movement honed to perfection as the Dreadnought carves a path through the chaos. The pilot's connection to the machine reaches its peak, their thoughts and the Dreadnought's actions becoming one seamless flow. When the trial ends, the silence is deafening. The simulated enemies fade, the alarms cease, and the Dreadnought stands motionless in the center of the arena. The pilot, now fully integrated with the machine, has passed their ultimate test. The chapter leadership observes with solemn approval, recognizing the warrior's resilience and the machine's readiness for the battles ahead. This moment marks a turning point in the pilot's journey, the culmination of their transformation into a living weapon of the Imperium. The experience, though artificial, leaves an indelible mark on the pilot. It is not simply a test of skill, but a trial of identity, forcing them to confront the reality of their new existence. The Dreadnought is no longer just a machine. It is an extension of themselves, a reflection of their will and purpose. The trial has forged a bond between man and machine that cannot be broken, a bond that will carry them into the fires of war. The immediate aftermath of the Dreadnought's integration process reveals its profound impact on the larger tapestry of the galaxy. Though the event of a single pilot awakening within the ancient war engine might seem isolated, its repercussions ripple far beyond the confines of the fortress monastery. These effects, both practical and symbolic, are felt across numerous facets of the Imperium's sprawling and beleaguered domain. On the battlefield, the reactivation of a Dreadnought shifts the balance of power in favor of the Adeptus Astartes. The towering war machine serves as a mobile bastion, capable of delivering devastating firepower and absorbing enemy retaliation that would obliterate lesser units. Its presence alone can turn the tide of an engagement, providing a rallying point for beleaguered forces and sowing despair among the ranks of its enemies. Every step it takes across the war-torn landscape is a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, the Imperium endures, unyielding and relentless. The psychological impact on both allies and enemies cannot be overstated. For the warriors of the Adeptus Astartes who fight alongside the Dreadnought, its reawakening is a moment of inspiration. The sight of one of their chapter's fallen heroes, encased in near-immortal armor, reigniting their service to the Emperor, is a powerful testament to the value of loyalty, sacrifice, and determination. It bolsters morale, giving Space Marines the courage to face even the most terrifying foes. To the enemies of the Imperium, the Dreadnought represents a grim inevitability. Its implacable advance, unerring aim, and sheer resilience convey a message of futility. Resistance against the Emperor's chosen is hopeless. The revival of a Dreadnought also sends a signal to other branches of the Imperium, particularly the Adeptus Mechanicus and High Lords of Terra. For the Mechanicus, it underscores the sanctity and utility of their ancient technologies. The ability to reanimate such a war engine is a reminder of their critical role in the Imperium's survival. It strengthens their influence and reinforces the perception of their technological stewardship as vital to humanity's ongoing struggle. For the High Lords of Terra, it is a demonstration of the Adeptus Astartes' readiness and capacity to uphold their responsibilities as humanity's ultimate defenders. Beyond the immediate military implications, the reawakening of a Dreadnought affects the broader cultural and symbolic framework of the Imperium. These machines are more than tools of war. They are repositories of history, tradition, and memory. Each Dreadnought carries with it the accumulated wisdom and experiences of its pilot, who has often witnessed centuries of warfare. These insights, shared during moments of reflection or strategic deliberation, enrich the knowledge and decision-making processes of the chapter. They are living testaments to the chapter's legacy, connecting its past, present, and future. Within the chapter itself, the reawakening of a Dreadnought has a unifying effect. It strengthens the bonds between its members as the event becomes a shared experience that reinforces their collective identity. Ceremonial rites associated with the reactivation serve as moments of communal reflection, instilling a renewed sense of purpose and determination. The presence of a Dreadnought also serves as a bridge between generations of Space Marines, as younger initiates look upon these ancient warriors with reverence, learning from their actions and words. The reactivation process extends its influence even to the civilian populations of the Imperium. Though these individuals are far removed from the battlefield, stories of the Dreadnought's awakening spread through rumors, propaganda, and the ecclesiarchy's sermons. For the common citizen, the Dreadnought becomes a symbol of hope and divine intervention, proof that the Emperor's will manifests even in the most desperate circumstances. It reinforces the faith that sustains them amidst the horrors of a galaxy, rife with war, starvation, and oppression. Among the foes of the Imperium, the reawakening of a Dreadnought serves as a grim reminder of the Imperium's unrelenting might. Whether it be Xenos warlords, heretical leaders, or the champions of chaos, each recognizes that the reappearance of such a war machine signals a shift in their campaigns. It forces them to adapt their strategies, divert resources, and reconsider their objectives. The psychological weight of facing an enemy that does not allow its greatest warriors to fall permanently is immense, and it often leads to fractures in enemy morale and cohesion. The Dreadnought's immediate impact is also felt through its ability to operate in environments that would overwhelm even the most seasoned warriors. From the irradiated wastelands of devastated hive worlds to the vacuum of space, the Dreadnought's adaptability ensures that its chapter can project power across diverse and hostile battlefields. This versatility makes it an indispensable asset in the Imperium's endless struggle to maintain its territories and reclaim those lost to alien or heretical forces. Finally, The reactivation of a dreadnought stands as a stark reminder of the Imperium's reliance on its past to sustain its future. It is a manifestation of the paradox that defines humanity's existence in the 41st millennium: the use of ancient, barely understood technology to fight for survival in an era of ceaseless war. Each step the dreadnought takes across the battlefield carries the weight of this contradiction, embodying both humanity's ingenuity and its desperation. As the hours pass, the dreadnought's presence begins to reshape the dynamics of its chapter, its enemies, and the broader galaxy. It is not simply a tool or a weapon. It is a symbol of continuity and resilience, a beacon in the darkness of a galaxy teetering on the brink of annihilation. In the immediate aftermath of its reawakening, its influence spreads outward, leaving an indelible mark on all who encounter it. The Dreadnought is not only a marvel of ancient technology, but also a subject of intrigue and speculation among fans and scholars of the 41st millennium. Its unique design, purpose, and the mystique surrounding its operation raise questions and debates that have persisted for centuries. The following hours within the Dreadnought reveal layers of complexity and details that often go unnoticed, offering fascinating insights into the mysteries of these mechanical giants. One of the most debated aspects is the integration of the pilot's consciousness with the Dreadnought. Unlike other war machines, the Dreadnought does not merely act as a vessel for the pilot's physical survival. It becomes an extension of their mind. The neural interface is so advanced that every movement, decision, and sensory input of the machine is tied directly to the pilot's thought processes. This raises questions about the psychological toll of such a bond. Over time, many Dreadnought pilots begin to lose their sense of individuality, merging their identities with the machine. While some consider this a testament to their devotion to the Imperium, others view it as a tragic erosion of their humanity. Another intriguing detail is the maintenance and ritual care that the Dreadnought requires. Unlike standard war machines, which are maintained primarily for functionality, the Dreadnought is treated as a living relic. Every aspect of its upkeep is performed with reverence, often involving rituals passed down through the centuries. Tech Marines chant litanies as they replace worn components, while chapter serfs polish the armor with oils blessed by the ecclesiarchy. These practices go beyond practicality, serving as a means of honoring the pilot within and reinforcing the chapter's spiritual connection to its fallen heroes. The sarcophagus, the core of the Dreadnought, is another topic of fascination. Encasing the shattered remains of the pilot, it is both a life support system and a prison. The sarcophagus is equipped with a vast array of medical systems that sustain the pilot's fragile body, ensuring they can continue to serve indefinitely. However, this immortality comes at a cost. The pilot is suspended in a state of constant awareness, unable to escape the confines of their metallic shell. This has led to speculation about the long-term effects on their psyche. Some pilots reportedly develop a form of claustrophobia, a desperate yearning for freedom that they know will never be granted. A particularly controversial topic is the role of the Dreadnought in the broader strategies of the Adeptus Astartes. While their destructive power is undeniable, their deployment is often a subject of intense debate within a chapter. The decision to awaken a Dreadnought for battle is not taken lightly, as their presence on the field is as much a symbolic act as it is a tactical one. Some argue that Dreadnoughts should be reserved for the direst circumstances, while others believe their use in routine engagements is a necessary display of strength. This tension highlights the dual nature of the Dreadnought as both a weapon and a relic. The machine's weaponry and systems also hold unique characteristics that set it apart from other vehicles. Each Dreadnought is armed based on its pilot's preferences and combat experience, creating a bond between the warrior and their machine that is deeply personal. From devastating close combat weapons like power fists to long-range weapons such as lascannons, every choice reflects the pilot's battlefield role and the chapter's doctrine. This customization adds a layer of individuality to each Dreadnought, making them as unique as the warriors who inhabit them. One of the more mysterious aspects of the Dreadnought is its apparent ability to remember. Over centuries of service, the machine develops a form of operational memory, retaining traces of the pilots who have inhabited it. While this is often dismissed as superstition, there are recorded instances of dreadnoughts reacting in ways that suggest an awareness beyond their pilot's control. Some believe this is the result of residual neural imprints left behind by previous pilots, while others attribute it to the machine spirit, a concept deeply rooted in Mechanicus theology. Regardless of the explanation, these occurrences add an air of mystique to the Dreadnought's existence. Fans of the lore also often discuss the emotional and philosophical challenges faced by Dreadnought pilots. While their role is one of honor and reverence, the isolation they endure is profound. Cut off from the physical sensations of the living and surrounded by silence when not engaged in battle, many pilots struggle with a sense of detachment from their chapter and the world around them. Despite this, their dedication to the Imperium remains unwavering, a testament to their strength of will and the indoctrination they have undergone. Another point of interest is the ceremonial reawakening of the Dreadnought before battle. The chapter's chaplain often plays a central role in this process, reciting prayers and invocations to prepare the pilot for the trials ahead. These ceremonies serve not only to awaken the machine, but also to remind the chapter of the sacrifices their comrades have made. The rituals vary widely between chapters, each adding its unique flavor to the proceedings, yet all share a common purpose: to honor the bond between the pilot, the machine, and their shared duty. The legacy of the Dreadnought extends far beyond the battlefield. Their presence in the chapter's halls, often standing in silent vigil between deployments, serves as a living history. New recruits are taught to venerate these ancient warriors, learning the stories of their deeds and drawing inspiration from their sacrifice. The Dreadnought's existence is a reminder that even in death, a Space Marine's duty is never truly complete. These unique aspects and mysteries surrounding the Dreadnought's nature enrich its role within the lore, making it one of the most enduring and fascinating elements of the 41st millennium. Each discovery about these machines deepens the appreciation for their complexity, highlighting the intersection of humanity, technology, and faith in a galaxy that knows no peace. Within the towering ranks of the Dreadnoughts lie warriors whose names have become synonymous with valor, sacrifice, and the enduring legacy of their chapters. These individuals, though encased in unyielding adamantium, retain a sense of identity and purpose that defines them as heroes of the Imperium. Over the next hours, their presence within the machine resonates through their deeds and character, leaving an indelible mark on those who follow in their footsteps. One such figure is Bjorn the Fell-Handed, the oldest living warrior of the Space Wolves chapter. Known for his fiery spirit and unyielding determination, Bjorn was a fierce warrior even before his interment. His leadership and tactical brilliance were evident during his mortal life, and these qualities have only grown sharper through centuries of service. Despite the burden of his eternal existence, Bjorn remains a symbol of defiance against the Imperium's enemies. His wisdom and first-hand accounts of ancient battles are invaluable to his chapter, and his presence during times of crisis inspires his brothers to achieve greatness. Another renowned figure is Brother Kasser of the Blood Angels. Unlike many Dreadnought pilots who embrace their fate with stoic resignation, Kasser is defined by a simmering rage that fuels his every action. Having been grievously wounded in battle, his mind was left fractured, a reflection of the horrific losses his chapter endured. Yet, this rage, while destructive, has also proven to be his greatest weapon. On the battlefield, Kasser becomes an unstoppable force, channeling his fury into devastating assaults that leave his enemies shattered. Despite his inner turmoil, his loyalty to the Blood Angels and their cause remains unshaken, a testament to the strength of his character. From the Ultramarines comes Brother Agrippin, a figure renowned for his calculated precision and unshakable discipline. A former tactical genius, Agrippin's transition into the Dreadnought was seamless, his analytical mind perfectly suited to the machine's demands. What sets him apart is his ability to adapt and innovate, even in the heat of battle. His strategies have turned the tide of countless engagements, earning him the respect of his chapter and the admiration of allies across the Imperium. Yet, beneath his disciplined exterior lies a deep sense of duty and humility, qualities that endear him to those who fight alongside him. Brother Ancient Armaton of the Salamanders represents a different kind of heroism. Known for his compassion and dedication to protecting the weak, Armaton's service as a dreadnought has been marked by acts of selflessness. In battle, he prioritizes the safety of his comrades and the civilians caught in the crossfire, often placing himself in harm's way to shield others. His unwavering commitment to the Salamander's creed of humanity and sacrifice has made him a beloved figure within his chapter, and his presence serves as a reminder of the ideals the Salamanders strive to uphold. Another figure shrouded in legend is Rillinor, the Ancient of Rights, who served with the Emperor's children. Rillinor's name is etched in the annals of history for his unwavering loyalty during the tumultuous events of the Horus Heresy. When his legion turned to treachery, Rillinor remained steadfast, refusing to betray the Emperor's trust. This loyalty defines him even in his eternal service, his actions driven by an unyielding sense of justice and honor. Though he is a figure of the past, his story resonates as a beacon of hope for those who continue to fight in the Emperor's name. Not all dreadnoughts are remembered for their heroism alone. Some are defined by the challenges they face. Brother Kolath of the Imperial Fists is one such example. Encased within his sarcophagus after a devastating siege, Kolath struggles with the weight of his memories. His every waking moment is haunted by the screams of his fallen comrades and the horrors he has witnessed. Despite this, Kolath fights on, his resilience and determination serving as an example to those around him. His story is one of perseverance, a reminder that even the most scarred souls can find purpose in the Emperor's service. Brother Furion of the Dark Angels stands as a figure of relentless resolve. Known for his unyielding pursuit of the enemies of his chapter, Furion's existence within the Dreadnought is driven by a singular focus on retribution. His strength lies in his ability to channel this drive into precise, calculated strikes that decimate the foes of the Imperium. Yet, this focus comes at a cost, as Furion often isolates himself from his brothers, consumed by the weight of his mission. His journey is a study in the balance between duty and connection, a theme that resonates deeply within the ranks of the Dark Angels. Finally, Brother Garen of the Iron Hands exemplifies the pursuit of perfection through augmentation. For Garen, the Dreadnought is not a prison, but a liberation, freeing him from the frailties of flesh. His time within the machine has only deepened his belief in the chapter's creed of strength through technology. His mechanical precision and cold logic make him a formidable warrior, though his detachment from his former humanity often leaves others questioning the cost of such devotion. Garen's story highlights the philosophical questions that arise when man becomes indistinguishable from machine. Each of these individuals represents a unique facet of what it means to serve within a dreadnought. Their qualities, goals, strengths, and struggles define them not only as warriors, but as enduring symbols of their chapter's values. These heroes, though bound by the machine, remain deeply human in their triumphs and trials, their stories a testament to the complexities of life and duty in the Imperium. The existence of a dreadnought raises numerous unresolved questions and theories, each adding to the enigmatic allure of these mechanical behemoths. These mysteries, often the subject of fervent debate among fans and scholars of the Imperium, delve into the complexities of technology, humanity, and the psyche of those who endure eternal service within the sarcophagus. One of the most debated topics is the nature of the machine spirit within the Dreadnought. According to the Adeptus Mechanicus, every machine has a spirit that must be appeased through rituals and litanies. In the case of the Dreadnought, this belief is complicated by the presence of the pilot, whose consciousness is directly integrated with the machine. Some argue that the machine spirit is merely a metaphor for the Dreadnought's operating systems, enhanced by the pilot's input. Others suggest that the fusion of pilot and machine creates a unique form of consciousness, one that blurs the line between human and machine. This raises the question of whether the Dreadnought itself develops a form of autonomy over time, shaped by the cumulative experiences of its pilot and the spirit believed to inhabit it. Another unresolved issue revolves around the long-term psychological effects of interment. While dreadnoughts are revered for their endurance and unwavering loyalty, little is understood about the mental toll of being encased in a mechanical prison for centuries, or even millennia. Pilots are often described as stoic and resolute, but reports of erratic behavior or bouts of rage suggest that the isolation and sensory deprivation inherent in their condition can lead to profound psychological strain. Some theorize that these effects may be mitigated by the pilot's neural interface, which filters emotional extremes, while others believe that such measures are only temporary, with the true toll emerging over extended periods of inactivity. The sarcophagus itself is a source of speculation, particularly regarding its origins and mechanisms. Though the technology used to create it is ancient, much of its design remains poorly understood, even by the Adeptus Mechanicus. Some believe the sarcophagus is derived from a forgotten age of humanity's technological peak, a relic of knowledge lost during the Age of Strife. Theories abound about whether the sarcophagus could be replicated or improved if its secrets were fully uncovered, or whether attempts to alter its design would disrupt the delicate balance that allows it to function. This question is particularly pressing given the limited number of functioning dreadnoughts and the Imperium's reliance on them in critical conflicts. Another area of contention is the extent to which the pilot retains their individuality over time. While many accounts describe dreadnought pilots as retaining their personalities and memories, others suggest that prolonged integration with the machine leads to a gradual erosion of self. Some pilots, particularly those who have been interred for centuries, are said to speak in fragmented sentences, their thoughts seemingly consumed by the interface that binds them to the dreadnought. This raises the possibility that the act of serving within the machine may eventually lead to the loss of one's identity, leaving behind only the remnants of a once great warrior. The role of the dreadnought in the broader spiritual context of the Imperium is another topic ripe for discussion. The reverence shown to these war machines suggests a near deification of their pilots, but it is unclear whether the pilots themselves share this view. Some reports indicate that pilots resent being treated as relics rather than warriors, while others embrace their symbolic status as living embodiments of their chapter's values. This duality reflects a deeper tension within the Imperium's culture, where the line between reverence and exploitation is often blurred. Fans and scholars have also speculated about the potential for corruption within a dreadnought. While their pilots are chosen for their unshakable loyalty and faith, the sheer isolation and burden of their existence could make them susceptible to despair or even treachery. This concern is amplified by the possibility of external influences, such as exposure to warp energies or sabotage by enemy agents. While no confirmed cases of corrupted dreadnoughts have been documented, the theoretical implications of such an event are deeply troubling, as it would represent a catastrophic breach of the Imperium's most sacred trust. A particularly intriguing theory involves the adaptability of the dreadnought's systems. Some accounts suggest that the machine learns and evolves over time, adjusting its performance based on the experiences of its pilot. If true, this would indicate a level of sophistication far beyond the Imperium's current understanding of technology, potentially hinting at an intentional design to allow the dreadnought to grow alongside its pilot. Such a revelation would fundamentally alter the way these machines are viewed, transforming them from static relics into dynamic entities capable of ongoing refinement. Lastly, there is the question of the dreadnought's ultimate fate. While the Imperium goes to great lengths to preserve these machines, they are not immune to the ravages of time and war. When a dreadnought is finally destroyed or rendered inoperable, the chapter faces a difficult decision: to attempt repairs, even at great cost, or to let the machine and its pilot rest. This decision often reflects the chapter's values, with some prioritizing the preservation of history and others focusing on the pragmatic need for effective war assets. The emotional and symbolic weight of such moments underscores the profound connection between the Dreadnought and its chapter. These unresolved questions and theories add depth to the mythology of the Dreadnought, highlighting its role as both a marvel of technology and a profound enigma. The enduring fascination with these machines stems not only from their power and history, but also from the mysteries that surround their existence, ensuring their place as one of the most compelling aspects of the 41st millennium. The final hours of a Dreadnought's initial activation mark the beginning of its enduring role within the Imperium, with implications that extend far beyond its immediate use. These machines, and the warriors who inhabit them, hold the potential to influence the galaxy in profound and lasting ways, shaping battles, traditions, and even the philosophies of the Imperium itself. One of the most significant long-term impacts of the Dreadnought is its ability to serve as a repository of knowledge and experience. The pilot, often a veteran of countless campaigns, carries with them insights and strategies that can be shared with their chapter for centuries. Over time, these machines become living libraries of military history, their memories of past conflicts providing critical guidance in shaping future strategies. This continuity of wisdom strengthens the chapter's cohesion and ensures that hard-learned lessons are never forgotten, even as generations of Space Marines rise and fall. The Dreadnought also serves as a cultural cornerstone for its chapter, a living symbol of its resilience and traditions. Its presence reinforces the chapter's identity, tying its current members to the legacy of those who came before. This symbolic role fosters a sense of unity and pride, particularly during times of crisis, when the chapter must rally against overwhelming odds. However, this reliance on the Dreadnought as a cultural touchstone can have drawbacks, as chapters may become overly dependent on these machines to embody their values, potentially stifling innovation or adaptability. From a broader perspective, the Dreadnought's existence highlights the Imperium's precarious relationship with its past. While these war engines represent humanity's technological ingenuity, their reliance on ancient designs underscores the stagnation that defines the Imperium's approach to progress. The inability to fully understand or replicate the sarcophagus technology reflects a civilization trapped in a cycle of preservation rather than advancement. This dependence on relics of the past could become a vulnerability, particularly as the Imperium faces adversaries with rapidly evolving technologies. The psychological toll on Dreadnought pilots poses another long-term consideration. While their initial activation is marked by a sense of purpose and honor, the unrelenting nature of their existence can lead to a gradual decline in mental stability. Over centuries of service, some pilots grow detached from reality, their minds eroded by isolation and the repetitive cycles of battle. Chapters must grapple with how to support these warriors, balancing their utility on the battlefield with the ethical implications of prolonging their suffering. The decision to decommission a Dreadnought is rarely taken lightly, but it remains an unavoidable reality for chapters seeking to preserve their humanity. In the larger context of the Imperium, the Dreadnought serves as a reminder of the sacrifices required to sustain humanity's survival. Its long-term deployment reinforces the grim reality that the Imperium's strength is built on the unyielding devotion of its servants, often at great personal cost. This narrative, while inspiring to some, can also perpetuate a culture of exploitation, where individuals are seen as tools to be used until they are no longer functional. The Dreadnought story is emblematic of this dynamic, raising questions about the morality of the Imperium's approach to warfare. The symbolic power of the Dreadnought extends beyond the chapters of the Adeptus Astartes. For the wider population of the Imperium, these war machines are icons of the Emperor's enduring will. Their presence on a battlefield or within a fortress monastery is a visible manifestation of the Imperium's resilience, inspiring faith among the common citizens. However, this reverence can also create unrealistic expectations, as many civilians view the dreadnoughts as invincible or infallible. The destruction of one can have a demoralizing effect, shattering the myth of the Emperor's unbreakable champions. As the Imperium continues to face existential threats, the long-term role of the dreadnought will likely evolve. Chapters may be forced to make difficult decisions about how to deploy these machines, weighing their strategic value against the increasing scarcity of the technology required to maintain them. Some theorize that as resources dwindle, the dreadnoughts will become even rarer, their deployment reserved for only the most critical battles. This scarcity could elevate their symbolic importance, turning them into mythical figures whose activation is seen as a sign of divine intervention. On the other hand, the limitations of the dreadnought also prompt speculation about future advancements. While the Imperium is notoriously resistant to change, the growing pressures of war may force the Adeptus Mechanicus to explore new approaches to preserving and utilizing their most experienced warriors. This could result in innovations that, while still rooted in ancient traditions, push the boundaries of what is currently possible. Such advancements could redefine the role of the dreadnought within the Imperium, potentially bridging the gap between its past and its future. Ultimately, the significance of the dreadnought lies in its duality. It is both a symbol of hope and a reminder of the Imperium's reliance on sacrifice and stagnation. Its long-term impact on the galaxy will depend not only on its effectiveness as a weapon, but also on how its legacy is interpreted and adapted by those it serves. As the final hours of its activation cycle conclude, the dreadnought stands poised to fulfill its purpose, embodying the Imperium's relentless will to endure no matter the cost. The galaxy may change, the battles may shift, but the dreadnought remains a timeless figure, a testament to the sacrifices made in the name of humanity's survival.